Try not to gasp. When you see these Family Matters actors, then verse now. What if we told you the beloved Winslow family wasn't quite the picture-perfect sitcom crew we all thought? From shocking disappearances to heartbreaking losses, and from unforgettable child stars to stunning adult transformations, the cast of Family Matters has lived stories you won't believe. Some soared to new heights, others faced struggles that no one saw coming, but each journey will leave you gasping. Stay with us as we reveal the jaw-dropping then versus now lives of the stars you grew up with. Before we dive in, hit like, subscribe, and comment to keep these legends alive. Jaleel White. When audiences first met Jaleel White as Steve Urkel in 1989, no one, including the producers, expected him to become the breakout star of Family Matters. Born on November 27, 1976 in Pasadena, California, White was only 12 when he auditioned for the role. The oversized glasses that became his trademark weren't even part of the original costume. They were his father's dentist safety glasses handed to him moments before the audition. That small detail changed his life forever. Originally written as a one-episode guest, Urkel's quirky catchphrases, "Did I do that?" and physical comedy made him the center of attention. By the second season, White had gone from background nerd to cultural icon, even inspiring dolls' lunchboxes and a breakfast cereal. He later reprised Urkel across Full House and Step by Step, proving the character had crossed beyond one sitcom. But Jaleel White wasn't just Steve Urkel. He voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in 3 animated series throughout the 1990s, expanding his career into voice acting. After graduating from UCLA's film school in 2001, he pursued diverse roles, appearing in films like Dreamgirls and Big Fat Liar, and competing on Dancing with the Stars in 2012. Outside of Hollywood, White is a devoted father to his daughter Samaya, born in 2009. Unlike his nerdy on-screen persona, he has become known for promoting fitness and a healthy lifestyle, publicly encouraging young people to avoid drugs and destructive habits. He has also explored writing, producing, and even drawing, proving his creativity extends beyond acting. Here's a question for you. Did you ever imagine that a character created for just one episode would end up defining an entire television series? Jo Marie Payton. Long before she became known as the no-nonsense mother of the Winslow household, Jo Marie Payton had been carving out a path in entertainment. Born on August 3, 1950 in Albany, Georgia, and later raised in Florida, Payton's passion for performing emerged as early as 6 years old when she took the stage in her school's talent programs. Her big break came not with Family Matters, but with her recurring role as Harriet Winslow on Perfect Strangers. The warm, sharp-witted elevator operator resonated so strongly with audiences that ABC built an entire spin-off around her, giving birth to Family Matters in 1989. As Harriet Winslow Payton embodied the strength and resilience of a working-class African-American mother in Chicago. Her presence balanced Carl's humor with wisdom, grounding the family's values, even as Steve Urkel's antics increasingly dominated the storyline. Harriet wasn't just another sitcom mom, she became a symbol of stability, discipline, and compassion. Payton's performance earned her 4 NAACP Image Award nominations, cementing her status as a respected actress in Black television history. By the 9th season, however, Payton decided it was time to step away, exercising her contractual right to leave and pursue other opportunities. Though some fans were shocked by her departure, she viewed it as an important moment to stretch creatively beyond one role. Afterward, she took on guest appearances in shows like Moesha and Will and Grace, and lent her voice to animated projects, proving her versatility extended far beyond the Winslow kitchen. Here's something to think about. Do you believe Family Matters would have held the same heart without Jo Marie's Harriet anchoring the family dynamic? Away from the screen. Payton has always been deeply committed to community causes. She founded the Frankie Payton Scholarship Fund in honor of her mother, supporting students at Albany State College. Her personal life has seen ups and downs. She's been married multiple times, but her dedication to her daughter Chantal remains unwavering. Now, in her 70s, Jo Marie Payton continues to act occasionally, but her true legacy lies in her groundbreaking role as Harriet Winslow, a mother figure who represented dignity, love, and strength for millions of viewers. Reginald VelJohnson. When Family Matters premiered in 1989, Reginald VelJohnson was already familiar to millions of moviegoers. Born on August 16, 1952 in Queens, New York. VelJohnson had built a reputation for playing police officers with both toughness and warmth. Just the year before, he'd starred in Die Hard as Sergeant Al Powell, the kind-hearted cop who guided Bruce Willis's John McClane through chaos at Nakatomi Plaza. That performance made him instantly recognizable, and stepping into the role of Carl Winslow on television felt like a natural extension of his talents. As Carl VelJohnson wasn't simply a sitcom dad, he embodied the everyday struggles of a middle-class black father trying to raise his family in Chicago while balancing the pressures of police work. His comedic timing and grounded wisdom made Carl relatable, while his patience with Steve Urkel's relentless interruptions became legendary. Over 9 seasons, his character grew from a stern authority figure to the emotional anchor of the Winslow clan. Beyond Family Matters. VelJohnson's career continued to thrive. He reprised his die-hard role in the 1990 sequel and even lent his voice to video game adaptations years later. Television audiences spotted him in guest appearances on shows like Bones Hart of Dixie and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where he played a hilariously fictionalized version of himself. On stage, he worked alongside talents like Angela Bassett, showing that his craft extended well beyond comedy. Here's a thought for you. Did Carl Winslow remind you more of a strict dad, a best friend, or a neighbor you wished you had? Now in his 70s, VelJohnson keeps much of his personal life private, but his love for acting hasn't slowed down. He continues to appear in TV films and fan conventions, always embracing the role that made him a household name. While many actors resist being typecast, VelJohnson has leaned into it, proudly carrying the legacy of Carl Winslow. More than 3 decades later, his portrayal still stands as one of television's most beloved father figures, proof that sometimes the TV dad becomes just as real as the one at home. Kelly Shanigan Williams. Kelly Shanigan Williams, born March 22, 1976 in Washington, D.C., grew up a shy child who barely spoke outside of her home. Her father, determined to help her build confidence, enrolled her in a local theater program. That decision not only changed her childhood, but also laid the foundation for a career that would make her a household name. From modeling children's fashion to appearing in stage productions like Joe Turner's Come and Gone and The Colored Museum, Williams gained the poise and talent that caught Hollywood's attention. At just 13, she landed the role of Laura Winslow, the bright and strong-willed middle daughter of the Winslow family. On screen, Laura was more than just a teenager dealing with school and family life. She became the target of Steve Urkel's relentless affection. With her wit and confidence, Williams made Laura an empowering character who resonated with young viewers navigating their own identity and independence. Her on-screen chemistry with Jaleel White was electric, and behind the scenes, the two developed a close friendship, often sharing lunches and even the same tutor while filming. After Family Matters ended in 1998, Williams continued to act, appearing in guest roles on shows like Girlfriends and Moesha. However, her priorities gradually shifted from chasing Hollywood fame to focusing on philanthropy and family life. She has supported causes such as the Starlight Foundation and Great Beginnings for Black Babies, showing that her heart for service matched the warmth she displayed on screen. Here's a fun one for you. If you had to choose, would you have rooted for Laura to finally give Steve Urkel a chance? Or did you think she deserved someone else entirely? Darius McCrary. Darius McCrary, born May 1, 1976 in Walnut, California, stepped into Hollywood as a child actor with a natural charisma that made him stand out. Before Family Matters, he had already appeared in films like Big Shots 1987 and Mississippi Burning 1988, where his talent was recognized by critics and audiences alike. But his true breakthrough came at just 13 years old, when he was cast as Eddie Winslow, the charming, basketball-loving eldest son of the Winslow family. On Family Matters, Eddie wasn't just a typical TV teen. He represented the ups and downs of adolescence, from navigating high school friendships to learning tough lessons about responsibility. McCrary brought humor, swagger, and relatability to Eddie, and his on-screen bond with Reginald VelJohnson and Kelly Shanigan Williams felt authentic, helping the Winslows come alive as a real family. Fans especially loved his comic timing and scenes with Sean Harrison's Waldo, making Eddie one of the show's most memorable characters. After Family Matters ended in 1998, McCrary expanded his career across genres. He appeared on soap operas like The Young and the Restless as Malcolm Winters, starred opposite Robert De Niro in 15 Minutes 2001, and portrayed music legends Gerald Levert in The Mickey Howard Story and James Brown in American Soul. His versatility proved that he wasn't confined to Eddie Winslow. He could take on dramatic roles with depth and grit. Here's a question for you. Did you see Eddie Winslow more as the cool big brother of the neighborhood, or the kid always one step away from trouble? Outside of acting, McCrary pursued music, releasing R&B projects and performing live. He also co-hosts Beyond Black, a podcast tackling social justice and cultural issues, showing his commitment to giving back through dialogue. While his personal life has had challenges, including custody disputes and legal hurdles, McCrary remains focused on growth artistry and fatherhood. Now in his late 40s, Darius McCrary continues to work in entertainment, while inspiring young performers to embrace both their craft and their voice in society. His transformation from teen sitcom star to multifaceted actor and advocate proves that his story is still being written. Rosetta Lenoir. Rosetta Lenoir, born August 8, 1911 in New York City, carried with her one of the most remarkable legacies in television and theater history. Long before she became known to millions as Estelle Mother Winslow on Family Matters, she had already spent decades breaking barriers on stage and screen. Lenoir was introduced to the world of performance through her godfather, legendary tap dancer Bill Bojangles Robinson. Despite suffering from rickets as a child and wearing leg braces for 13 years, she never let adversity dim her passion for the arts. Her career began in the 1930s when she joined Orson Welles' groundbreaking all-black production of Macbeth. From there, she went on to appear in films like Moscow on the Hudson 1984 with Robin Williams and Brewster's Millions 1985, as well as numerous television appearances. But it was her role as Mother Winslow on Family Matters that brought her into living rooms across America. As Carl's quick-witted, no-nonsense mother, she added both humor and wisdom to the Winslow household, reminding viewers of the importance of elders in family life. Her influence extended far beyond acting. In 1968, Lenoir founded the Amos Repertory Theater in New York, dedicated to promoting multiculturalism and providing opportunities for Black actors at a time when such representation was scarce. Her efforts reshaped the landscape of American theater and inspired countless performers of color to pursue their dreams. Here's a question for you. Do you think shows today give as much respect to elder family figures as Family Matters did with Mother Winslow? In recognition of her contributions, President Bill Clinton awarded her the National Medal of Arts in 1999, one of the highest honors in American culture. Sadly, Rosetta Lenoir passed away on March 17, 2002, at the age of 90 in Teaneck, New Jersey. Yet her legacy endures not only in her performances, but in the doors she opened for future generations of actors. From overcoming childhood illness to becoming a cultural pioneer, Rosetta Lenoir's journey proves that true strength lies in using your platform to uplift others. Her role as Mother Winslow may have ended, but her spirit continues to inspire. Sean Harrison. Sean Harrison, born December 28, 1973 in Los Angeles, California, brought to life one of sitcom history's most lovable sidekicks, Waldo Geraldo Faldo, on Family Matters. Before that breakout, Harrison began as a child actor in commercials for brands like Fruity Pebbles and Burger King, showing early flashes of his comedic charm. That natural timing paid off in 1990 when he joined the Winslow family universe. As Waldo, he wasn't the brightest friend in Eddie Winslow's circle, but he quickly became unforgettable. With his goofy one-liners, clueless observations, and big heart, Waldo was the perfect counterbalance to Eddie's swagger. Fans loved how his dream of becoming a chef often led to hilarious kitchen disasters, giving the show an extra layer of humor. Over time, what began as a quirky supporting character developed into one of the most beloved figures on the series. When Family Matters ended in 1998, Harrison didn't disappear from Hollywood. He reinvented himself with appearances in popular sitcoms like Moesha Girlfriends and The Parkers. Perhaps one of his most memorable roles after Waldo was as Peaches, the flamboyant hairstylist in Girlfriends, where he again proved his comedic versatility. He also stepped into voice acting, voicing Timberwolf in the animated series Legion of Superheroes in 2006, showcasing yet another layer of his talent. Here's a fun one for you. Did you see Waldo more as Eddie's comic relief? Or did you think he secretly held some of the best wisdom on the show? Outside of acting, Harrison has always kept a low profile. Unlike many of his co-stars, he has preferred to stay out of the gossip headlines, focusing instead on steady work and creative projects. In recent years, he has taken roles in projects like The Miss Pat Show, reminding audiences that his humor remains timeless. Now in his 50s, Sean Harrison continues to enjoy the legacy of Waldo Faldo, a character who may have been slow on the uptake, but always quick to make people smile. His journey from child commercial actor to sitcom favorite proves that even supporting roles can leave a lasting mark on television history. Michelle Thomas. Michelle Doris. Thomas, born September 23, 1968, in Brookline, Massachusetts, was destined for a life in the arts. Her father, Dennis D.T. Thomas, was a founding member of the legendary funk group Kool and the Gang, and her mother was a stage actress, so creativity was part of her DNA. Raised in New Jersey, Michelle studied at the Montclair School of the Arts and trained at the Broadway Dance Center, where she built the skills that would later captivate millions on television. Her earliest major role came in The Cosby Show, where she played Justine Phillips' Theo Huxtable's girlfriend. That recurring role in the late 1980s made her a familiar face, but it was her casting as Myra Monkhouse on Family Matters in 1993 that turned her into a fan favorite. Myra was introduced as Steve Urkel's devoted girlfriend, a sharp contrast to Laura Winslow's indifference. Michelle's warmth, poise, and comedic timing brought charm to the character, and she quickly won the audience's hearts. Outside of Family Matters, Thomas also earned critical praise for her role as Callie Rogers on The Young and the Restless, a performance that earned her an NAACP Image Award nomination. She appeared in music videos and stage productions as well, proving her versatility across entertainment. Here's something to reflect on. Do you think Steve Urkel should have ended up with Myra given her unwavering devotion? Or was Laura always his true match? Sadly, Michelle's promising career was cut short. In 1997, she was diagnosed with a rare form of stomach cancer. Despite her illness, she continued to work and turned down aggressive treatments to preserve her dream of one day having children. Her health declined during her final year on Family Matters, and on December 23, 1998, she passed away at just 30 years old. At her side in her final moments was her family and longtime companion actor, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Though her life was brief, Michelle Thomas left behind a powerful legacy of talent, grace, and kindness. Fans still remember her as the beautiful, loving Myra Monkhouse, proof that even a short career can leave an everlasting imprint on television history. Thelma Hopkins. Thelma Louise Hopkins, born October 28, 1948 in Louisville, Kentucky, first found fame not as an actress, but as a singer. In the 1970s, She was a key member of the pop trio Tony Orlando and Dawn, whose hits like Knock 3 Times and Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree dominated the charts and made the group a household name. Hopkins' strong voice and lively stage presence helped the group earn international acclaim, including their own variety show on CBS. Before her singing career took off, Hopkins had already made her mark as a sought-after background vocalist, recording alongside legends such as Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, and Dionne Warwick. That musical foundation prepared her for the transition into acting, where her charisma would shine even brighter. In 1989, she joined Family Matters as Rachel Crawford, Harriet Winslow's younger sister, and a single mother raising her son Richie. Rachel was spirited, fashionable, and always full of witty remarks. She added an extra layer of energy to the Winslow household, showing the challenges and triumphs of single parenthood, while also keeping audiences laughing. Hopkins' portrayal made Rachel one of the most relatable characters, especially for viewers who saw themselves in her struggles to balance independence and family. Here's a question for you. Did you think Rachel brought more comedy or heart to Family Matters, and which side of her character did you enjoy most? After leaving the series, Hopkins continued to build a strong television career. She starred in Half and Half as Phyllis Thorne, appeared in Are We There Yet, and had recurring roles in Family Reunion. She also became a familiar face in sitcoms alongside talents like Tom Hanks in Bosom Buddies. Off-screen, Hopkins has been known for her charitable spirit, supporting causes that focus on children and women's rights. Now in her 70s, Thelma Hopkins is celebrated not just for her decades of work in television, but also for her earlier achievements in music. Her career spanning more than 5 decades proves she's more than just Rachel Crawford. She's a multi-talented star whose voice, humor, and heart continue to resonate with fans old and new. Bryton James. Bryton Eric McClure, professionally known as Bryton James, was born August 17, 1986 in Lakewood, California. Unlike many child actors, his career began at an exceptionally early age, just 2 years old, when he appeared in commercials and print modeling campaigns. By the time he was 4, he was already working alongside some of Hollywood's biggest names, giving him a strong start that would carry into one of the most iconic sitcoms of the 1990s. In 1990, Bryton joined the cast of Family Matters as Richie Crawford, the adorable son of Rachel Crawford, played by Thelma Hopkins. Richie was full of charm, often seen in heartwarming and humorous moments that brought a youthful innocence to the Winslow household. Audiences fell in love with his natural presence, and even as a young child, he managed to hold his own among seasoned adult actors. After Family Matters ended, Bryton didn't fade from the spotlight. Instead, he transitioned seamlessly into a long-lasting television career. His most notable role came in 2004 when he joined The Young and the Restless as Devin Hamilton, a role that has since earned him multiple Daytime Emmy Awards, including one for Outstanding Younger Actor in a Drama Series. That recognition solidified him as not just a child star, but a respected adult actor with staying power in the industry. Here's something for you. Did you expect little Richie, the Winslow family's sweetheart, to grow into one of daytime television's most award-winning stars? Beyond acting, Bryton has contributed his voice to animated series like Hero Factory and Young Justice, expanding his influence into new genres. He has also been active in philanthropy, supporting charities focused on children's welfare and animal rights. His close friendships with fellow actors, especially Crystal Khalil, his longtime Young and the Restless co-star, showcase his loyalty both on and off screen. Now approaching 40, Bryton James remains a staple of daytime television, proving that his early start on Family Matters was only the beginning of a career defined by resilience, talent, and consistency. His transformation from lovable child actor to Emmy-winning star is one of the most inspiring stories to emerge from the cast. Jamie Foxworth. Jamie Monet Foxworth, born December 17, 1979 in Belleville, Illinois, entered show business as a young child with modeling and commercial work before stepping into one of her most memorable roles. At just 10 years old, she was cast as Judy Winslow, the youngest daughter of the Winslow family on Family Matters. Judy was sweet innocent and added a youthful dynamic to the household. However, after 4 seasons, her character suddenly disappeared from the show without any explanation, leaving fans puzzled for decades. The abrupt exit marked a turning point in Jamie's life. Stripped of the steady visibility that Family Matters provided, she faced challenges transitioning into other acting roles. By the early 2000s, financial hardships and personal struggles pushed her in a controversial direction. She appeared in adult films under the pseudonym Crave. Though she later explained the decision was born out of necessity rather than desire, it drew intense media attention and reshaped how the public perceived her. In 2008, Foxworth sought to reclaim her narrative by appearing on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. There, she candidly shared her battles with addiction and mental health, opening a vulnerable window into the pressures many child stars face once the spotlight dims. The experience helped her begin the long road toward recovery and self-healing. Here's a question for you. Do you think Hollywood should provide stronger support systems for young actors once their breakout roles end to prevent situations like Jamie's today? Jamie Foxworth keeps a lower profile. She is a mother focusing on raising her son and rebuilding her life away from the chaos of public scandal. Though she has stepped back from mainstream entertainment, her story remains a powerful reminder of the hidden struggles behind child stardom. From being written out of a beloved sitcom to facing personal battles in adulthood, Jamie Foxworth's journey reflects both the fragility of fame and the resilience needed to start over. Fans still remember Judy Winslow fondly, and many continue to hope Jamie finds peace and lasting stability. Sherry Johnson. Sherry Johnson, born November 21, 1975 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, had her career path paved earlier than most child actors. She was encouraged by her uncle David W. Duclon, the creator of Punky Brewster, who wrote a role specifically for her. At only 9 years old, Sherry charmed audiences as Sherry Johnson, Punky's loyal best friend. That breakout performance led to an animated series and gave her early recognition before she ever stepped foot onto the Family Matters set. In 1990, Johnson joined Family Matters as Maxine Johnson, Laura Winslow's witty, confident best friend. Maxine wasn't just a sidekick. She often offered advice, comic relief, and at times a bit of teenage mischief. Her chemistry with Kelly Shaneen Williams made their friendship one of the show's most authentic dynamics. Although not a main cast member, Maxine became a beloved character, appearing regularly throughout the series' run and giving Laura a confidant outside her family. When Family Matters ended, Johnson continued working in entertainment, but also expanded her creative reach. She appeared on shows like The Parkers and Day by Day, but her talents weren't confined to acting. Johnson became a published author, writing novels such as Around the World Twice and Two Different Walks of Life. Her writing explored themes of love, identity, and self-discovery, proving she had more to say than sitcom scripts ever allowed. Here's something for you. Do you think Maxine was underrated? As one of the best friend characters in 90s television. Outside of Hollywood, Johnson has been a vocal advocate for children's and women's rights. She also hosts podcasts and speaks out about issues such as body positivity and self-empowerment. Fiercely protective of her private life, she has chosen to shield her 2 daughters from public scrutiny, ensuring they grow up outside the pressures she once faced as a child star. Shavar Ross. Shavar Malik Ross, born March 4, 1971 in the Bronx, New York, became one of the most recognizable young actors of the 1980s. His breakout came at just 10 years old when he was cast as Dudley Johnson, Arnold Jackson's best friend on the hit sitcom Different Strokes. Appearing in nearly 50 episodes, Ross's wide-eyed innocence and natural comedic timing made him a fan favorite. That early exposure launched a career that would later connect him to another beloved family sitcom, Family Matters. In the early 1990s, Ross guest-starred on Family Matters as Weasel, a close friend of Eddie Winslow. While his appearances were limited, Weasel quickly became memorable for his sly humor and smooth-talking personality, often pulling Eddie into teenage antics. Though not a core character, Ross's presence added an extra spark to the Winslow kids' storyline and showed his ability to seamlessly transition from one hit sitcom to another. Beyond Family Matters, Ross built a diverse resume. He appeared on shows like Growing Pains' Magnum P.I. and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In 1984, he portrayed a young Booker T. Washington in the television movie Booker, earning praise for his dramatic ability. He even branched into film with credits in Friday the 13th, A New Beginning 1985, where he played Reggie, a fan-favorite character in the horror franchise. Here's something for you. Do you prefer Shavar Ross in his light-hearted sitcom roles, or do you think his dramatic turns revealed his greatest strengths as an actor? As he matured, Ross decided to expand beyond acting. For several years, he served as a pastor at the Alive Church in Hollywood, showing his commitment to faith and community. He later founded Tri-7 Media, an independent production company, and shifted his focus toward writing, directing, and producing content that uplifts and inspires. Now, in his 50s, Shavar Ross continues to carry the legacy of his child star days while also making an impact as a creator behind the camera. From sitcoms and horror films to ministry and entrepreneurship, his journey reflects resilience, adaptability, and a refusal to be defined by just one chapter of his career. Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown, born December 4th, 1987 in Los Angeles, California, entered the entertainment world at an early age and quickly made a name for himself as a child actor. He first appeared in commercials before landing his breakout film role as Cadet Kevin Tiger Dunn in the 1995 comedy Major Payne, starring Damon Wayans. That performance showcased his charisma and comic timing, setting the stage for a steady stream of opportunities throughout the 1990s. In 1996, Brown joined the cast of Family Matters as 3J Winslow, the orphan who was later adopted by the Winslow family. His role brought new energy to the series, and his chemistry with Reginald VelJohnson and Darius McCrary helped expand the Winslow household dynamic. 3J quickly became a fan favorite for his mischievous nature and endearing charm, cementing Orlando's place in sitcom history. After Family Matters, Orlando's career soared. He voiced characters in animated series like Waynehead and Fillmore, and became best known to a new generation as Eddie Thomas Raven-Simone's best friend on Disney Channel's That's So Raven. The show's popularity made him a household name among early 2000s teens, and he appeared in spin-offs and TV movies for Disney as well. Here's a question for you. Do you remember Orlando Brown more for his days as Little 3J on Family Matters, or as Eddie Thomas from That's So Raven? However, Orlando's personal life took a turbulent turn. Beginning in the late 2000s, he faced multiple arrests, struggles with addiction, and public incidents that often overshadowed his talent. His erratic behavior made headlines, and for years, fans worried he would become another child star tragedy. In recent years, though, Brown has spoken openly about his journey to recovery. He has participated in faith-based programs, appeared in interviews acknowledging his struggles, and even made a comeback appearance on Zeus Network's Bad Boys Texas in 2023. While controversy has followed him, he continues working to rebuild his reputation and career. Now in his mid-30s, Orlando Brown remains a complex figure, both a reminder of child stardom's pitfalls and a testament to the possibility of second chances. His transformation is still unfolding, and many fans are watching to see whether his talent can once again shine brighter than his struggles. Barry Jenner. Barry Francis Jenner, born January 14, 1941 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, built a long and steady career in television, often cast as the polished authority figure who commanded respect on screen. Before joining Family Matters, Jenner had already made a name for himself with recurring roles on hit series like Knots Landing Dallas and Another World. His sharp looks and commanding presence made him a natural fit for roles that required both authority and warmth. From 1990 to 1992, Jenner appeared on Family Matters as Lieutenant Murtaugh Carl Winslow's boss at the Chicago Police Department. Though not a series regular, his character added humor and realism to Carl's work life. As Murtaugh, he often pressured Carl to handle chaotic cases or deal with bizarre situations, creating memorable exchanges that gave depth to Carl's story beyond the Winslow household. Fans enjoyed the way Jenner's character highlighted the challenges of being both a family man and a police officer. Outside of Family Matters, Jenner's career remained vibrant. He guest-starred on shows like Matlock Highway to Heaven and Murder, She Wrote. Sci-fi fans best remember him as Admiral William Ross on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, 1997-1999, a role that showcased his gravitas and earned him a loyal following at fan conventions. His ability to move seamlessly from soap operas to sitcoms to science fiction reflected a versatility that many character actors strive for. Here's a question for you. Did you enjoy Jenner more as the stern Lieutenant Murtaugh keeping Carl in line, or as the respected Admiral Ross commanding fleets in Star Trek? Away from the screen, Jenner was known as a warm, approachable figure who loved connecting with fans at conventions. Sadly, his life was cut short when he passed away on August 9, 2016, at age 75, after battling acute myeloid leukemia. His death was mourned across the entertainment community, with tributes pouring in from colleagues and fans alike. Barry Jenner may not have been the central star of Family Matters, but his impact across decades of television left an enduring mark. Whether as Carl Winslow's boss or a Starfleet Admiral, Jenner embodied professionalism, charm, and dedication to his craft. From child stars who grew up before our eyes to beloved veterans who left us far too soon, the cast of Family Matters represents both the joy and struggles of Hollywood fame. Some continued thriving, others faced heartbreaking challenges, yet their impact remains unforgettable. But here's the question that divides fans even today. Which Family Matters actor's transformation shocked you the most? Was it Jaleel White's evolution beyond Urkel, Michelle Thomas's tragic story, or Orlando Brown's turbulent journey? Share your thoughts below, because on Legends of Black Excellence, your voice keeps the legacy alive.